All right, now let's break down a traditional MLS listing. Now we're gonna take this same $350,000 house. It's move-in ready. We have a seller. That seller is smiling. They're happy. They're like, hey, I do have a problem. I need to sell my house. I need some help. They're gonna contact a realtor, AKA Kansas City Legacy Properties, us. Now, when we sign a listing agreement, the realtor, whichever one you hire, but choose us and you in this example, we have a fiduciary duty to you to do the best for you in this case. So we sign the listing agreement. Now, we take that property and we list it on the MLS. We list it for $350,000. So what happens when we do that? So we list it on the market and we get a lot of interest because a lot of people can see it. There are tons of buyers who are looking for properties, but there's also buyers represented by agents who their agent is looking for properties for them all the time on a regular basis. So there's a lot of interest. So we get a lot of people who are retail buyers and investors. So in this example, the $350,000 one, an investor probably is not the one who's going to be buying this, but in some of the other examples, or if the house is maybe in need of some repairs, but is in decent shape, there's a lot of investors that could still want it, and they're still going to be looking. So there's lots of people, and there's lots of people create competition and demand, which is good for you, the seller, as you are trying to get the best you can for your property. Now, once we do that, when we find the right buyer, we sign an agreement between the best buyer and you, the seller. So let's say the buyer is going to agree to pay $350,000. Now the seller, that means you are going to make $329,000. You would pay, if you're paying 6% commission, 3% to the buyer side, 3% to the seller side. That's something that can be up for negotiation. There's a whole lot of factors that would go into that, but we're gonna just use 6% paid to both sides. I know you don't have to pay the buyer side anymore. There's probably gonna be a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, well, they don't have to pay buyer's commission. For this example, we're gonna just agree to pay. So for this example, you're paying $21,000. That's 6% of the $350,000 here. Now you're making $329,000 on your money. Whereas in all the other examples, you make a significantly lot less money where the wholesaler, whoever's assigning or novating the contract, they're making significantly more money than the agents who are representing this thing. The agents who have education or responsibility have a board that verifies what they're doing. They have legal. There's a whole bunch of stuff that realtors have to do to protect you and themselves. And they're making almost nothing compared to what these wholesalers are making. But can you see how this is a better option? Yes, you have to do showings. Yes, you have to probably have an open house. Yes, there's a little bit of stuff, but in this example, let's say you made $29,000 more than you would. How long does that take for you to make $29,000? What are you willing to do? How many hours of work is $29,000? Maybe you're not working anymore, so you don't get paid. You're on a fixed income or something. How much is $29,000 worth to you? The point with all three of these videos is to show that when you list on the market, that we are going to work our hardest to get you the most amount of money. Now, that's why Kansas City Legacy Properties also offers cash offers, because in some instances, people don't want to deal with it. There's too much going on. They're moving out of state. They need to start a new job. There's a medical emergency. There are things that are required, but Kansas City Legacy Properties is going to show you this, as well as what the cash offer is going to be, and be 100% transparent the whole way. And when we say, hey, we're buying your house, we're actually buying your house. We're not assigning it. We're not doing some magic voodoo. We're not novating it. We're not making you sign a legal power of attorney or a limited power of attorney. So if you're thinking, hey, I want to take cash offer because it's simpler, well, it's not really that much simpler. And if you do this route and you're like, hey, it has to be super fast, well, we'll price it accordingly so that we can get a quick buyer in there to come buy your house. But in any instance, working traditional MLS is going to protect you the best through this process. And if you have an elderly loved one or somebody who might be susceptible to these wholesalers and other things, you should call Kansas City Legacy Properties. Have them help you through this process so they're not taken advantage of. Anyway, thanks for watching. You can check the other 2 videos in the link below.